The Tennessee Volunteers are about to smoke the Oklahoma Sooners in Norman because of one man in particular. His name is Nico Iamaleava. You're watching Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. This is an NFL and college football show on YouTube. If you want daily NFL and college football videos, hit that subscribe button. It's free. About 400 subs away from 3,000. Join the 2,500 plus strong. All right, Tennessee at Oklahoma, top 15 matchup in Norman on Saturday, prime time, under the lights, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. Should be a lot of fun. And I kind of view this as one of the true early in the season kind of playoff games. Obviously, in a 12-team playoff, the loser of this game isn't done, but both these teams have big matchups ahead. The rest of the way, Oklahoma has Texas in a couple of weeks. So for them in particular, I think this is a pretty important game. And you heard me say it off the top. I like Tennessee a lot. I like them coming into this season as a playoff dark horse. I think they've emerged beyond dark horse at this point. And I think it's because of Nico Iamaleava. Like I said, he's played terrific through 3 games, completing a high percentage of his throws, decisive. He'll give you a chance every once in a while to pick him off. He's a bit of a gunslinger, but true dual threat, can move around, has an absolute rocket launcher of an arm. If he meets his full potential, this offense this year and moving forward will be better than the one we saw with Hendon Hooker a couple of years ago because he's just more physically gifted. Stronger arm, especially on the intermediate throws with the ability to throw that fastball in there. I really like his skill set and what he brings to the table in this matchup. And I just think there's a lot of reasons that I like Tennessee in this game. One, their offensive firepower is fantastic. It starts with Nico, but Dylan Sampson, Deshaun Bishop have combined for about 600 yards rushing this year. They have 4 or 5 really good receivers, including Squirrel White and veteran Brew McCoy. This Dante Thornton Jr. guy, keep an eye on him, 33 yards per catch this season. I like the Vols a lot, and I like what they've been doing. And there's a little extra motivation, I think, for Tennessee playing in Norman. Josh Heupel, their head coach, played at Oklahoma. He was their offensive coordinator about a decade ago, and they ran him out of town, did not renew his contract after 2014, went to Utah State for a year, went to Central Florida at one point, and now obviously is Tennessee's head coach and has the Vols playing at a higher level than they ever, I shouldn't say than they ever have, but they have in a while with the close to playoff appearance a couple of years ago, rolling again this year. It's definitely a revenge game for him, if you will. He hasn't shied away from that this week either. And just to outline how good Tennessee has been offensively, they're averaging just under 64 yards per game, or points per game. 63.7 points per game. I get it, Chattanooga and Kent State have been 2 of the 3 games. But NC State in Charlotte on a neutral field against a top 25 opponent, 51-10, okay? Like that is not a fluke whatsoever, and I just really like what this offense can do. They're going to spread you out on the wide hashes and force you to defend sideline to sideline, which opens up wider boxes, allows Nico and these running backs to run the football, and they're going to hit you with the deep ball. It's that old school Art Briles offense, but it comes with a little more physicality with Josh Heupel, the way he likes to do it. Their offensive lines are typically pretty good. And I just look at Oklahoma, and can they keep up? I don't see how they can. They're averaging about 33 points per game. Had to pull away late from Tulane in that matchup last Saturday. Barely beat Houston a couple of weeks ago. That game was 16-12. That was an ugly one to watch. Their redshirt freshman quarterback, Jackson Arnold's been a little more hit and miss. He's completing about 62% of his passes. And the big issue for Oklahoma in this game is their offensive line is just not SEC ready. I said that coming into the year. I liked Texas transitioning to the SEC better than Oklahoma for offensive line above everything else. Texas has a legit offensive line. Sark has built that thing up. Brent Venables is not. He had to use a lot of the transfer portal. It's a brand new offensive line this year. They lost a couple of guys to the draft, and it's been spotty at best. And Tennessee has a couple of really good defensive linemen, and I just don't see how the Sooners keep up. Now, I think their defense under Venables is obviously much improved than what OU fans have become accustomed to with Lincoln Riley. But again, unless Nico goes out there and throws 3 or 4 picks, if he's patient and the Vols pick their spots, they're not going to score 50 points probably in this game, but it'll be in the 30s. This feels like, to me, I don't know, a 35-17 type of game. I mean, I really do think Oklahoma is in big trouble here. I don't like them in this spot at home. I like Tennessee by double digits. They're a 7-point favorite, and I feel pretty good hammering the 7 for the Vols in that one. So for any gamblers out there, keep that in mind as you go through your picks this weekend. But Tennessee looks like a playoff team through 3 weeks. Oklahoma does not. Winner of this game is going to be in position to be one of the top 12 teams when the college football playoff is selected. Losers obviously going to have to make up some ground. Give me the Vols, and give me the Vols big. Nico, big day in Norman. That is my prediction. All right, some other big games that I want to explore, because it was kind of a light week in college football this past week. How about a little Friday night action? Illinois-Nebraska, top 25 matchup. Illinois has a win over Kansas, who lost again last week. So we'll see if they can match up with Nebraska, who's looked really good with under Matt Rule. Their freshman quarterback, Dylan Raiola, has been solid as well. I'm sure you've seen the Patrick Mahomes clone memes, etc. He looks very similar, does a lot of the hype-up stuff that Mahomes used to do at Tech and does with the Chiefs. I like Nebraska in this spot at home on Friday night. Seems different this time with Matt Rule. And I don't know if they're quite a playoff team yet, but if they can win this game, get to 4-0, probably hop into the top 20. They're 22 right now. They could have a shot if they keep pushing throughout the rest of this season. Some other games that stand out to me, just scrolling through, USC-Michigan. Kind of feels like a must-win for Michigan if they're going to keep their playoff hopes alive, because they still have Ohio State on the schedule coming up later on. They play Washington. Can't really afford to drop a second game here. They are at home. USC's a 5-point favorite. I feel like Lincoln Riley's kind of got things rolling again this year for the Trojans. Miller Moss has been very accurate. He's been solid. Michigan makes a quarterback change with Alex Orji. He's going to start, so I would expect kind of a run-heavy offense, even more so than normal. Run the quarterback a little bit, get Kalel Mullings the ball, and Donovan Edwards as well. But I just think USC's more balanced. Their defense is much better under D'Anton Lynn, the son of Anthony Lynn, running that defense. I like USC to win and to cover, quite frankly, in that game as well. And then one more Big 12 game, Utah-Oklahoma State, top 15 matchup in Stillwater. Winner of this game, kind of the early favorite to win the Big 12. Could be a first of 2 matchups. Wouldn't shock me if these 2 teams met in the Big 12 championship game. Cam Rising expected to play. For me, it's simple. If Rising plays, I give Utah the slight edge. If not, I like Oklahoma State at home. Right now, Utah's a 2-point favorite. I think that spread's got to be based on Rising playing. I like Utah to cover the 2 if Rising's out there. If not, I would pour a little cheddar on Oklahoma State. But give me Utah there. Veteran experience at quarterback. I think he's significantly better than Oklahoma State's quarterback, Alan Bowman, excuse me. I think Utah's strategy will be limit Ollie Gordon on the ground, and they're going to be in good standing. So there you have it. College football week 4, just a couple days away. I love Tennessee to beat Oklahoma this weekend. Other little quick injury note before we get out of here. Quinn Ewers limited in practice, which is a good sign. I don't expect him to play this week against Louisiana Monroe. I think you'll see Arch Manning start that game. They also play Mississippi State next week, the Texas Longhorns do. So then they have a bye week before Oklahoma. So it's possible they keep Quinn out until the OU game, but the fact that he's already doing some things at practice, I think goes to show he'll be just fine in time for the Red River rivalry. All right, my name is Harrison Graham. If you want more college football content, got to hit that subscribe button. We have more NFL subscribers right now. If you want more college football coverage, we've got you here on Verts. So go ahead and subscribe today, and we'll see you guys soon here on Verts.